Oh well, this is actually rather pleasant. Kirby is just hopping along at... Wait, Kirby, what are you doing? No, Kirby, stop, you fool! Kirby, what have you done? See what your greed has brought onto you, you pink fool! Alright, well, anyway, enough of that. Here we are in Grape Garden, also known as the Land of Sudden Enemy Recolors. See that Waddle Dee? It had no business being green, but it was green anyway. Well, anyway, this is the sort of mostly Sky World. I say mostly because it's sort of at a level design consistency between Ice Cream Island and Butter Building. So, we're going to be seeing a lot of clouds, but we're also going to be seeing some ground and some buildings. And also space! I mean, there are clouds up here, but still, it's space. Anyway, space areas are home to a number of UFO enemies. In fact, pretty much all of them that we'll see from now on, they'll all pretty much be in space. However, do be careful because, as I've said, there are many UFO enemies, and you can't really go charging through because, you know, UFO enemies move very erratically, and if you're not careful, you'll probably end up running into one. In fact, running into one here would be bad because I would have lost this ability and his ability, so that would be bad. Anyway, secret switch right here, indicated by that cluster of blocks. Now, it's been ages since I actually found this, and I don't remember if I had all that much difficulty finding it as a kid, but I don't know. The cluster of blocks is sort of an indication, but I'm not really quite sure how good of an indication it is. I mean, I just remember it naturally at this point, but I don't know how easily others would find it. I don't know. It's probably just relatively easy, and I'm just worrying for nothing. Ah well. On with this. And of course I don't get a 1-up. But Kirby will still dance for 5,000 points. I don't know why, but he does. Anyway, just gonna go up to Bomb Rally real quick. Ignore the fact that I only got 2 lives from that. Oh, and I'd know that chain link fence anywhere. This is the Great Warehouse in the Sky. Why do I call it that? I just sort of do. Again, childhood. I did that back then because I was a dumb kid, and I still do it now. But coming up, there's going to be a water area in that room. Oh, I forgot about this room. Okay, there's going to be a water area in the next room. I know that for a fact, because I do remember certain stages really well, like this one, for example. I remember it pretty darned well. Of course, Spark probably isn't the best thing to take in here because, well, you know, I can't use it underwater. But at the very least, I got to watch that Poppy Bros Jr. die twice, because most enemies can't swim. So, we just got to watch that guy drown, and with a look of shock and horror on his face as he just sinks to the very bottom, because he can't die immediately, because apparently that's just not painful enough. The squid's efforts were valiant, but I got their maximum tomato. Or Maxim tomato. I keep saying maximum, but it is Maxim. But anyway, yeah, squid enemies can be kind of threatening sometimes, but not when you have Spark, because barriers are really good against them. Actually, is this the spike corridor? Okay, yeah, there are a few spikes littered about here and there. Again, I remember that. I don't know how, it's just the design of the area. And did I mention that spikes could also destroy powers immediately? Because if I didn't, well, now you know, they can. And we have a new format for the Poppy Bros Senior boss. From now on, they'll mostly just be appearing in doubles, which, to be fair, 2 Poppy Bros Seniors can get kind of difficult, but it's not that big a leap in difficulty. They can be kind of tricky because they're just hopping around the room. However, they are much easier in one aspect. They don't actually resist the crash ability, so Apocalypse it up, and he's dead immediately. I mean, did you see that health bar he had? He still had a lot of health left, but Crash just took him down. And of course, since Crash doesn't disappear at the end of the stage, I'm free to use it on some unsuspecting enemy in the next one. Of course, there'll probably be only one enemy, but I'm gonna kill him with Crash anyway, because that's how I roll. But first, might as well do Quick Draw. Damn! Damn. 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 Well, that ended just about as I expected it to, so let's move on. Oh, and this is actually the introduction to cannons. So, cannons lead to secrets. Cannons also have fuses. Normally, you have to use fire enemies like that one to light them. However, causing the apocalypse will also light them. And this is an extremely easy cannon to get into. It also has a long fuse. Fuses are basically timers, and the length of the rope you have basically just indicates how much time you have to get into the cannon before it fires. You can, however, light that fuse as many times as you want, so if you miss the cannon once, don't feel like you've missed it out on it permanently. Anyway, normally I like airship stages, but this really isn't one of the stronger stages. It's very wide open, but it is very easy to get through. In fact, we're pretty much almost done right now. If you go to the back of the ship over here, we have a very easy to find secret switch, which unlocks a Kirby museum. I'll be checking that out in a minute. And it's probably not a minute, but we will be getting to it soon because the exit is through this area. Of course, this corridor can be kind of difficult to get through because it's a windy little tunnel and enemies can hit you fairly easily, actually. Because you got all the Shotzos and that guy, and Bronto Birds can also be kind of difficult to avoid. And I am keeping sword through this. Why? Because I can. Don't question me. I just want to bring the sword through here. And that's just about it for airship stage. We just have to climb this here cloud staircase. Well, airship, you looked cool, but honestly, you were kind of lame in the end. Not really the best designed level. Alright, let's check out what we got in the Kirby Museum. You're kidding, right? So, here we have two of the most useless abilities in the game. In fact, I'd actually say Ball is worse than Sleep, so I'm going to take Sleep first, because you know what? Sleep is a non-ability. It's basically just there to fool players into accidentally sucking in that enemy, and later it's used for a kind of nifty trap. You know, it's not like it's supposed to be a useful ability. Ball, on the other hand, is probably supposed to be useful, but, it's probably one of the worst Kirby abilities of all time. Now, I call Tornado difficult to control, but it really isn't that bad. Ball, on the other hand, is just plain unwieldy, and it's useless in open areas. So, yeah, I'm just gonna ditch it now and you'll never see it again. In fact, I don't even regret not even taking it in for Bugsy, because you know what? If I took it in for this boss, I'd probably be killed, because that's just how bad Ball is. There's a reason it never appeared again. And I guess technically it appeared in Kirby's Canvas Curse, but it's not like it was an actual ability, that was just Kirby's state of being. And that's the reason you get backdrop from Bugsy, not Bubsy. Yeah, because if you get grabbed, then she will fucking just backflip and slam you into the ground, and it looks extremely cool, but I shouldn't be complimenting the mini-boss that is trying to murder me, so let's move on. Oh, and look at that. You can't even see the sky in this area, so I guess to be fair, it didn't put sky in the name of the level. I mean, it's Grape Garden. No one ever said it had to be located in the sky. So, here we are, on the ground. I don't know, maybe they're growing grapes somewhere in the background? I can't see it, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. You might as well, right? Actually, to be honest, I only remember that this area exists. I think if there was a secret in this level, we would have found it by now? Because there is a forest secret switch, but oh no, it's definitely not that one. So, here we have a little wheel track, which is actually kind of tricky, but it doesn't lead to a secret switch. I'll try my best to do this successfully, but it is pretty tricky. Alright, basically, I think the trick here is to just sort of turn before you actually fall off the ledge. Like, it takes a moment for a wheel to turn, so just before you fall off the ledge, press in the other direction. But yeah, as I said, no actual secret switch, so we're actually going to move on. And this actually reminds me. Remember way back when I said Bonkers was the last mini-boss we hadn't seen? Well, I lied. We actually do have, I think, 2 left. This is one of them. This is Fan the Elephant. And he's actually a replacement mini-boss. I believe in the original game you had a turtle mini-boss in place of this guy, but I actually like Fan better because, you know, he tosses apples, he tosses you, like that. That actually looks incredibly painful, but I actually kind of want to show what happens if you rams him into a wall, because you can get most mini-bosses to ram into the wall if they have a ramming attack, and it's, I don't know, I guess it's kind of goofy, but I just wanted him to ram into a wall just for the hell of it. Anyway, this is Throw. Throw is kind of just more of a slightly more powerful, glamorous version of your more normal inhaling abilities. It's not really that useful, but at the same time, it's not terribly useless. I mean, it's good for getting a little extra power for, you know, just taking in things and throwing them back. But overall, it's a little too rare for it to actually be that terribly useful, so I wouldn't suggest keeping it, because you'll probably find something better pretty quickly. Is this the area where there's a little spiky area with clouds? Yep, over there. There's that little green thing right there. If I could just suck in this guy, because I want freeze back, because this is a bit uncommon. If you just hold down over that thing, you'll pass right through it and end up here, which I don't remember this secret area really being too terribly important. There's a useless pet brew right there, because, you know, there was that maximum tomato, and I almost screwed up. I almost screwed up a few times, and then I did screw up. Oh boy. So yeah, pet brewing one up. Not terribly useful, but, you know, I guess it was a thing to explore, and now we might be better people for it. I don't know, do you feel like you've improved as a person? That's good. Alright, let's move on. What area is this anyway? Oh, big door! We haven't actually seen any of these large doors yet, but they do actually signify that we're about to get into a fight with more of Meta Knight's troops. Yeah, they were ordinary doors until now, but I guess now they just decided to be fancy. Because, you know, that's what these guys were missing. You know, they weren't fancy enough. They gotta be more fancy. Also, I'm gonna ditch Freeze because, unfortunately, it's kinda useless here, because for some reason Freeze doesn't work immediately. It takes a few hits to actually do anything. It's a shame. I wanted to pick Freeze back up, but it's just not gonna cut it here. I don't actually remember this area. Actually, I don't even remember using Burning that much in this world. Actually, I really don't remember this stage. But it really seems to be the Bronto Burt-filled area. Okay, well, that was mildly annoying. It's just like, hey, oh, wait, no, I remember this area. If you go along the bottom path, I think you can get a few 1-ups. You need Burning for this area. It's made for this ability, but I'd prefer not to go the dangerous route, given I'm very low on health. So yeah, you can basically do your usual burning charge through Gordos, and you might pick up a few things, which could be useful, but I'd rather not risk my life, because if you fall into a spike and then you lose burning, well, hopefully your invincibility frames carry you through that second Gordo that you're going to have to get to, otherwise you're going to be taking another hit. Alright, I vaguely remember this area. I remember this area itself. I don't remember what it connects to, but we've got a short water area. Goodbye, Burning. You served me... well, you served me for a while. But alas, it was not to be. I lost it. Oh well. Still don't remember what this leads to, though. I usually remember stages pretty well, but not here. I guess I could pick up Mike, though. Maybe actually fight this guy decently for once. Because I kinda screwed up fighting him with stone, even though that should be easy, because while he does linger over you sometimes, he will jump away from you, allowing you to actually, you know, unstone yourself. That sounded weird. But unfortunately, I'm kinda gonna have to waste this ability, because we have our second dark area, second and final dark area, here we have the light ability. Here's what it does. It can be used to brighten these areas. You press B, it lights up the area. Whoop-de-doo. And if you didn't know already, there is a door over here that is hidden most of the time, but if you know it's there, then light is a completely useless ability. Actually, it's completely useless anyway, because again, you can just feel your way out through there. I mean, you might miss out on that, but, you know, I would imagine someone would probably say, huh, I've ended this stage, but apparently there's a secret switch because the door didn't change color. I bet the secret is back in that dark room, because where else could it possibly be? Yeah, well. So that's over and done with. We'll never see a dark area ever again. I'm completely serious about that, by the way. And this part's just a bit disconnected. I guess this is just here to show that stone can pound pegs down, in case you didn't figure it out already. I mean, I would have thought it was sort of obvious, but then again, it doesn't explicitly say it, so might as well just show it off anyway. And I'd like to grab this for the boss action. I didn't mean to skip that pet brew. Joy, I'm gonna have to go fight the next boss, or a mini-boss with, high jump. Lovely. Alright, well, be right back. I'm gonna go fight Bugsy. Bugsy has been fought, and I didn't really need to keep high jump, but I'd prefer to start out with it. So, this is Kracko, or to be more specific, it's Kracko Jr. Yeah, Kracko's just weird eye thing with little orbs surrounding it. Kinda looks like a cutesy version of a Sonic 3 mini-boss, but anyway, that's aside from the point. Don't fall down here because you will die. That screen is now a bottomless pit. You just basically have to make your way all the way up, don't get hit by anything, and once you reach this area, Kracko will go into his normal form. Now, normally Kracko is one of the most difficult bosses in the game because he's fairly fast, kinda hard to predict, and his attacks generally cover the screen, but he's not too bad here because of high jump's invincibility frames. In fact, he's out of there already. Oh yeah, did you see that? That was actually a pretty amazing finisher, so you know what? We're gonna dance to that finisher. Oh yeah, we killed a cloud!